Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my English channel, English Warrior. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. Dear learners, today we are going to learn ambiguity. First of all, we are going to study what is the meaning of ambiguity. What does the word ambiguity stands for? The term ambiguity refers to a word, a phrase, a clause, or a sentence expressing more than one meaning. In other words, it has double meaning. It includes any word, any phrase, or even a clause which has two meanings. Types of ambiguity. There are three types of ambiguity, and number one is phonological ambiguity, lexical, semantic ambiguity, and the third is grammatical or structural ambiguity. Number one, phonological ambiguity. For example, done is done. On phonological level, the underlined word sounds like done. If you look at the spelling DONNE, done, and DONE, that is also done, means on phonological level, the sound is the same. So it leads to the ambiguity in meaning. The other example of phonological ambiguity are ice cream and I scream. Ice cream, which you or we used to eat in the summer days, that is ice cream. And the another word, I scream, it means I scream, cry. In the second example, the sun's rays meet and the sun's rays meet. The sun's rays, the rays of the sun meet. And whereas in the second example, the sun's, the boys' rays meet. The second type of ambiguity is lexical or semantic ambiguity. For example, they are German teachers. The underlined word German, it has two meanings. For example, the first meaning is they are the teachers of German language. It means the language is taught by them. The German language is taught by the teachers. The second meaning is they are German by nationality. It means their nationality is German and they used to teach any language. The third type of ambiguity is grammatical or structural ambiguity. For example, they are cheating shopkeepers. The first meaning is the VP verb phrase are cheating, which is enclosed in round brackets, are cheating, is a part of SVO structure, that is subject, verb, object. The second meaning is cheating shopkeepers is NP, which is enclosed in square brackets, is a part of SVC structure, subject, verb, complement structure. Structural ambiguity and its nature. Dear learners, now we will see what is the structural ambiguity and what is its nature. Of all the three types, the most important is the grammatical or structural ambiguity. It can be studied in the manners indicated below. Number one, phrase structure ambiguity. In this kind of ambiguity, alternative constituent structures can be assigned to a construction. For example, old men and women. This NP can be analyzed thus in two ways. Number one, old men and women. The adjective old modifies both men and women, meaning thereby old men and old women. In the second example, old men and women. The adjective old here modifies men only and not women, meaning thereby old men, men are old, and simply women, that is with no reference to their age or of all ages. The second type is transformational ambiguity. In transformational ambiguity, the alternative semantic representations, that is the competing meanings, can be shown only by relating the ambiguous sentences to the different structures. For example, number one, flying planes can be dangerous. The sentence can be structurally interpreted as, number one, it is dangerous to fly planes. Flying planes can be dangerous. What is dangerous? Flying planes means it is very dangerous to fly any type of plane. And the second meaning is the planes that fly can be dangerous. Actually, friends, the planes are meant to fly only. The planes that fly can be dangerous. A structural analysis, which, as indicated here, aims at demonstrating the ambiguity in a sentence, is said disambiguate the sentence. Third, structural ambiguity. The factors involved in. Find below a few examples of structural or grammatical ambiguity arising out of structural positioning of the different elements and the semantic factors involved. Ambiguity in pre-modification, ambiguity in post-modification, ambiguity in coordination, ambiguity due to the positioning of the adverbial, ambiguity through ellipsis in comparison, ambiguity in the dash ing participle clause, ambiguity related to the modal auxiliary meanings, ambiguity related to modal meanings, ambiguity related to the word play. Number one, we will try to study one by one. Number one, ambiguity in pre-modification. For example, modern English grammar, it means the English grammar which is modern. In the second example, NP, noun phrase, modifier adjective, modern, head noun English, and head noun grammar, meaning a grammar of modern English languages. It means the language is modern English. The grammar is English is modern and not the grammar. For example, we will try to study with the help of this tree diagram. Number second example is outstanding children's physician. Dear learners, you have to read once, twice, thrice to understand the meaning. Outstanding children's physician. Structure 1, NP, modifier, adjective, outstanding. Here, in the first example, outstanding is a modifier, which is adjective, and NP is children's physician. Genitive phrase, children's, head noun, physician. He is a physician for the children, and as such is an outstanding one. It means he is the physician of children, and that physician is outstanding. In the second example, outstanding children's physician. Here, NP and head noun, physician, modifier, adjective, outstanding, genitive phrase, children's. Outstanding children's physician. It means he is the physician for outstanding children, not common children. The children who are outstanding, and for those outstanding children only, he is the physician. So in the third example, we need more highly trained scientists. Number one, NP, quantifier, more, modifier, adjective phrase, modifier, adverb, highly, head, adjective, train, head noun, scientists. It means we need a greater number. Here, the number is more of highly trained scientists. And in the second example, in the second meaning, more highly trained scientists. we need more highly trained scientists. It means the scientists are more highly trained people. This is an instance of structural and lexical ambiguity. Ambiguity in post-modification. The bird in the cage that belongs to me. Here, the bird, NP, prepositional phrase, in the cage that belongs to me. The bird in the cage that belongs to me. The bird is in the cage and the cage belongs to me. It means the bird in the cage and that cage belongs to me. In the second example, what is the second meaning? The bird is in the cage and the bird belongs to me, not the cage. The cage may be of someone else's, but the bird which is in the cage, that bird belongs to me, not the cage. Next example, the report that he is broadcasting will create a stir. The report that he is broadcasting will create a stir, meaning the report which he is broadcasting will create a stir, or he is broadcasting a report and the report will create a stir. It means whatever the report is there and that report will create a stir. And the second meaning is that he is broadcasting is the report and it will create a stir. It here implies the fact that he is broadcasting. It means the focus is on he, the subject who is broadcasting, and this report that he is broadcasting will create a stir. I hope you are understanding well. I request you all to watch this video again and again so that all your doubts may get clear. The third ambiguity, ambiguity in coordination. George and Mary are married. Here, George and Mary are married. The first meaning is George and Mary are married to each other. It means combinatory coordination. It means both they are married to each other. And the second meaning is George is married and Mary is married. Each is married to a different spouse. Segregatory coordination. The manuscript is very old and difficult to read. The first meaning, the manuscript is very old. One part of the statement, it is difficult to read. Another part of the statement, it means it is very difficult to read the manuscript because it has become old. And due to the old manuscript, it is difficult to read. The second meaning, the manuscript is very old to read. It is one part of the statement juxtaposed with another part of the statement. It is very difficult to read. Combinatory statement. The manuscript is very old to read and so it is very difficult to read. Ambiguity due to the positioning of the adverbial. The dog is not allowed to run outside. The placement of outside towards the end of the sentence and following the infinitive VP has resulted into ambiguity. To disambiguate, one has to say either the dog is not allowed to run out, maybe in the garden or on the road. Predicational adjunct. That is, outside is an adverbial modifying the infinitive verb to run. In the non-finite clause, to run outside. And the second meaning is outside, the dog is not allowed to run. Sentential adjunct. Outside is an adverbial modifying the entire sentence. The children are walking to the lake in the park. SVA, the children are walking to the lake in the park. This kind of analysis in terms of the elements of the structure is called skeleton analysis. The square brackets enclosed in the clause while the round brackets, meaning they are walking to the lake, which is in the park. It means children are walking to the lake. That lake is in the park. And here, SVAA. They are walking towards the lake and in the park. To avoid the ambiguity, one could very well say, in the park, they are walking to the lake. It means they are walking in the park. They are in the park and they are walking to the lake. Galileo observed universities without a telescope. SVO. Galileo observed universities without a telescope. Meaning, Galileo observed the universities that are without a telescope. It means the universities don't have the telescope. Structure SVOA, meaning without a telescope, Galileo observed universities. It means there is no need of the telescope to observe the universities. It can be easily observed without the telescope. Job cursed the day he was born. SVO. Job cursed the day he was born. SV. Meaning, Job cursed the day when he was born. Means on which day he was born. Or Job was born on a day and he cursed that day. It means he was cursing the day on which he was born. Number second meaning, SVO, A, Job had begun to curse since the day he was born. It means the day of birth. From his day of birth, he used to curse. He began to curse. Ambiguity through ellipsis in comparison. He loves his dog more than his children. This is a very well-known ambiguity which is loved by the student of English. Here, ambiguity arises through ellipsis of the subject or the object as explained below. He loves his dog more than his children love it. Ellipsis of object. The second meaning, he loves his dog more than he loves his children. Ellipsis of the subject. It means he loves his dog than his children. Ambiguity in the dash ing or en participle or infinitive clause, non-finite clause. I regret criticizing her bitterly. Subject I regret verb, criticizing object her, object bitterly, adverbial. Meaning I regret that I criticized her bitterly. It means I criticized her bitterly, so I regret the criticizing. In the second meaning, SVO A clause, meaning I criticized her, I regret it bitterly. I bitterly regret criticizing her. It means in the first example, I regret that I criticized her bitterly rather than the other persons. There were so many people, there were so many persons, but I criticized her bitterly, so I regret. In the second example, I criticized her, I regret it bitterly. I bitterly regret criticizing her. It means I criticized her, so I regret it bitterly. I hate lying. Here, the ambiguity consists in lying, which signals two meanings in the different contexts. I lie and I hate it. People lie and I hate it. It means in the first example, I lie. When I lie, I hate it because I lied. In the second example, people lie. I hate lying. People lie, so I hate it. Means to see her alone would not be wise. To see her alone would not be wise. For you, to see her alone would not be wise. For you, to see her alone would not be wise. And the second meaning, for me or someone else to see her alone would not be wise. Dressed in white robes, we thought that the visitors looked like priests on the occasion. Dressed in white robes, we thought that the visitors looked like priests on the occasion. The first meaning, we were dressed in white robes. Dressed in white robes means we were dressed in white robes when we thought that the visitors looked like priests on the occasion. And we thought that the visitors looked like priests on the occasion. We thought of the visitors. The second meaning is we thought of the visitors. They were dressed in white robes and not we. The visitors were dressed in white robes and they looked like priests on the occasion. There was no smoking on the campus. The first meaning is smoking was not allowed on the campus. That is prohibition. Smoking is prohibited on the college campus. The first meaning. And the second meaning is no one smoked on the campus. That is the observation. That is the fact. It is observed that when we visited the college campus, we found that no one smoked on the campus. Ambiguity related to the modal meanings. It may rain tonight. Here, there is an ambiguity because of the modal meanings. May rain. It is likely to rain tonight. Possibility. There is a possibility that it may rain tonight. And the second meaning, it will rain tonight. Prediction. There will be a rain. There will be rain. It may. It is sure that it will rain tonight. I should see the doctor. The first meaning is I am obliged to see the doctor. It means I am obliged. It is must. It is must means obligation. Obligatory, compulsory to visit the doctor. I must visit the doctor. I am expected to see the doctor. Expectation, but not sure. There is an expectation. He must get the scholarship. He is expected to get the scholarship. Expectation. It is likely to get the scholarship. He is obliged to get the scholarship. It means he must get. It is obligation. She can drive my car now. She can drive my car now. It means the first meaning is she is able to drive my car now. Ability. She can drive. She has the ability to drive the car. The second meaning, she is permitted to drive my car now. Permission. Okay. Now she can drive. Ambiguity related to the word play or lexical ambiguity. They can fish. They can fish. The first meaning is they have the ability to fish. They are able to fish. And the second meaning, they are permitted to fish. Now they can fish here. As indicated above, we have two modal meanings of can, which is a part of VP, can fish. The structure of the sentence is yes, we, modal plus main verb. They can fish. Apart from the above, it can be analyzed as SVO, in which the word can as main verb means putting into the container. Time flies. The structure is SV. Time flies, meaning it is the time that flies. And the second meaning is VO, verb object. Time flies means one is asked to time, mark the timing of flights. Dear learners, now hereby we come to an end of this topic on ambiguity. And here today we are going to give you some examples on ambiguity. I request you all to try to analyze. I request you all try to analyze these examples, and if you are able to analyze or give their meaning, then only I am sure that, dear learners, I request you all to watch this video again and again so that your ideas, your concepts of ambiguity may get clear. If you do have any doubt, I request you all to mail me your queries. I will try my level best to answer them. And here are some of the examples. I request you all try to analyze all these sentences. Number one, we decided on the boat. The committee's appointment was shocking. Every citizen may vote. He told me to leave at 3 o'clock. Visiting relatives can be nuisance. He is the man I want to succeed. The girl must be married. He is a poor teacher. The news that you brought her here is alarming. He took my picture. I had a book stolen. It is too hot to eat. Mary fed her deer meat. The boys were asked to stop demonstrating on the campus. The priest married Mary. I clearly remember the time when I looked at my watch. I love Danish butter and cheese. She has passed her exams in French, German, and English literature. John and Mary went to England. It is growing concern. I painted a car. Cheating shopkeepers can ruin business. I like sweets better than my wife. The poem reads well. I kissed her back. Hunting flies may be dangerous. She found him a pig. The report that he writes is true. There is a spelling mistake, my friends. H-E, not H-O. They are hanging curtains. Ravi Verma's portrait. They are hunting dogs. I made her dress. He likes me more than Ram. Cheating students must be punished. A recent jazz festival. He left her a widow. Growing trees is the topic for today's discussion. Stout Major's wife. She made him a good wife. Though shouting as loudly as possible, the rescuers could not hear us. There is no writing on the blackboard today. He was asked to report on time. Joan of Arc was harassed for the love of God. The report that you had stolen was shocking. The police will shoot the terrorist with a gun. They found him a valuable partner. What worries me is being ignored by everyone. He assembled them by the new machine. Give me more realistic details. The police spotted the thief by the bank. With this, I would like to conclude, my dear friends. I request you all, if you like my video, please do subscribe my channel. In the next video, we are going to study form and meaning. Please stay tuned, stay happy, stay at home. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.